welcome to episode 22, the episode dedicated to Emmett Smith.
I was going to say that.
I like it.
Look at that. You stole my thunder first thing this morning. Good for you.
Yeah. Thank you all on this beautiful Saturday morning. It is cold as shit. Thank you all for listening to episode 21. Where are all the gummy bears? I am Gary.
Where are they? Oh, I'm Beary.
Hi, Beary.
And I'm Jacob.
Oh, you're Jacob this week? When you just said you don't want to have to be Jacob?
I thought you'd be Jarry since he's Gary and I'm Beary.
All right, I'll be Jarry this week.
All right, he's
Stat
Jarry.
guy is now Jarry.
All right, Jerry. Well, I need you to fix your mic because you're all jacked up and it's off to the side and it's driving me insane. Just your mic. See, there you go. You can move that.
Being very anal this morning.
I know. I didn't get my Burger King, man, or my pumpkin spice
French
coffee.
toast sticks.
And my French toast
I
sticks.
wonder if Brandon still went to Burger King this morning, even though he's not here.
Of course he did.
You think
so?
so?
He did.
Because he's just sitting there with his stupid little workbook out, studying, drinking his pumpkin spice, wearing his Uggs.
His Ugg condom?
I bet you he has Ugg flip-flops.
I bet you with the little fur on them.
It's just fur on the little thong part there, yeah. Just right on the toes to keep them warm. Covers that knuckle hair up. Toe knuckle hair. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
So we've got Gary, Barry, and Jerry here, and Brandon's going to be Fairy, so we can go with that. So this will be a great episode. That's what we're going to call it. Gary, Barry, Jerry, and Fairy. That's what we're going to call
Fairy.
We're going to love this one. This is going to be a great one, I can already tell. So like you guys heard, Fairy is not here this week. He will be gone for the next 2 more weeks. Jake is filling in on 6 shows. Thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out at Wes Anderson Music on Facebook. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing, the official merchandise provider for Over the Line Sports Podcast. If you're interested in doing business with them, mention Over the Line Sports Podcast, and the owner, Brandon, not Fairy, will give you a great deal on your clothing needs. Thank you, Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Check them out on Facebook at Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Also give them a call at 419-704-5471. Works in the Toledo and surrounding area, so those people in where, Bear?
Let's see. We've done Norway and Ireland. We've done Sweden. Ooh, let's do... You know what? Someone from Germany's probably listening. Let's do Germany.
All right.
Sorry,
sure.
Germany. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to print out a list of countries, and I'm just going to cross them off as we go.
All right. I like it.
And then once we're done, we're going to have to get a new sponsor. Sorry, Sean.
All right. Well, we might do that. Maybe we'll get better prices from somebody else. We'll have to ask him about that. Also, don't forget to check out Verizon, who is a true technology business partner who helps local businesses deploy technologies that positively impact operations and can increase revenue for the company. At Verizon, we do not wait for the future, we build it. Go to their website, get in touch with the sales rep in your area. And Tim and Stephanie, thank you very much. I know they came out with the Google Pixel 3, and I haven't gotten it yet. I got to see Justin on the Twitters yesterday when I was with him. Looks pretty good. I'm going to have to go get me one. I have the Pixel, the original Pixel, slowing down on me, so I'm going to have to go get that Pixel 3.
Yeah, I'm about ready for an upgrade, too. I think I have my phone paid, because you know how Verizon does it now, where you pay off to 75% or 70 and you can get an upgrade then. I think I'm at like 80, but I like paying my phone off just to give it back. You get a good trade-in value if you go to Verizon and trade your phone back in, obviously as long as it's not dropped or cracked or any of that.
I'm gonna keep my phone because I have the Vault in there and the Vault doesn't transfer, and I've got some good things there. I have to keep that. So
I got nothing on that.
Yeah, I was about to say, is Hot Friend listening? We might want to be careful.
Well, I don't keep one of those, so.
Oh, I got you. Oh, nice. I see what you're saying there. I got you.
No, I still don't know what you're saying.
Oh, I thought you had it in Google Lock.
No, I don't. I don't have any of those crazy things on my phone. I have Golf Clash. Does that count?
No. That game is really fun, by the way.
I am addicted. That's all I do is play Golf Clash. And then I got invited to this clan, so now all I do is want to play more Golf Clash. That's it. I've been doing really bad in the tournaments lately, though.
It's just not like the Golf Clux clan, right?
Whoa!
I said golf. Jeez, I said golf.
It's Saturday morning.
I said golf.
You need to take a chill
you guys
pill.
Are jerks. All right.
You guys are such jerks.
You guys are jerks.
I'm going home.
I'm going home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Giggity, giggity. All right. And Bear, credit score still 819?
Well, I think on Wednesday I said it could be 820. I did make that payment, by the way, so I'm hoping maybe it might be even 821, but I still haven't looked.
I like it. Jake, you're still in the 600s?
I Sadly, I think so.
All right, that's not sadly. You're 22 years old, so we're going to get you up to 700 because you're going to go meet up with Cassandra at PNC Bank.
What you need to do is get to 669 and just stay there.
Yeah.
Well, no. What the thing is I just got a brand new Ram, like Gary and Bear.
And Barry.
Oh, sorry, Barry.
Jerry, Barry, and Gary all have Rams, and you know what? We need to get Dodge as a sponsor here.
Yeah, we do need to
We
get Dodge
should.
as a sponsor. You know?
I'm gonna go talk to Ben over at Dodge, see if he wants a plug.
Which Dodge?
Yark? I go to
Charlie's.
I go to Charlie's.
Oh, see, I know Brandon Osborne. We graduated with him actually over on Yark, so maybe we might
Yeah, I
need to
know.
work something out there.
I know Ben Meyer over at Charlie's, so either way, we're gonna see what happens. And so let's get back to PNC. So Jake, you're gonna go to Cassandra at PNC, and she's gonna help you out with your banking needs, whether it be loans, credit cards, personal banking. She's gonna help. Give her a call, 419-877-0634. So on Monday, I know, Barry, you were coming back from Florida, and Jake, who doesn't watch wrestling that much, but is going to try to fill in here, it was so sad. I didn't know. At first, it seemed like a work, but then when you realize, like, oh, no, this is not a work. And I knew it wasn't a work when he said, my name's Joe. I'm like, oh, shit. And he came out and told us all he's been battling leukemia for 11 years, and he's been in remission, I think he said, for 8. And it was so sad. It's back, he said, and he's going to kick its ass like he has everything else. And I don't know if you guys saw you saw him when he was walking away, and Seth and Dean came out and hugged him. Seth was crying. You know, obviously Roman was crying, or as you know, all their name. You've got Colby Lopez is Seth Rollins. You got Joe Anoa'i, who is Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. I can never remember what his real name is. I know it's not Dean Ambrose, but I'll have Jerry, the stat guy, get this.
Michael
figured out
Hickenbottom.
for us. We know that's
Paul
not
Levesque.
it. Nope.
Mark Calloway.
Thomas Mopather IV. Oh, that's Tom Cruise. By the way, watched Days of Thunder again the other night. Man,
Yeah,
I
know.
forgot how awesome that is.
It's
So good.
Was that over text? Or, no, it had to be text. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
Brandon
text.
said, yeah. I think I woke up and saw it. I was like,
Get out of the Cole.
Stupid.
Get out of the car, Cole.
Get out
What
of
we
the
got?
car, Cole.
Jerry.
Just to get back to you, Dean Ambrose's real name is Jonathan David Good.
John Good.
That's like a serial killer name. He's got the 3
Jonathan
names.
David Good. Which, it was, to get back to Roman or Joe, as we know, we all know that wrestling is a work. It is a staged entertainment show, just like any other reality show you see. But then we talked about marking out last week as a big thing, and, I marked out again. You remember, things are real. This is not just a setup.
Yep.
And, you knew it was even worse when they came back, and they come back in the announcers, so you had Corey Graves was crying. He's friends with Roman and close friends. Their families hang out together. The kids play together. And then you had Renee Young, who is married, and she said her husband, Dean Ambrose, she said her husband has been close with Roman for 6 years. They've been together every day, and it is just hard, and they're fighting the fight with him. And then I watched a video earlier in the week that showed the exclusive of Roman coming back into Gorilla. And, first person there to hug him was Paul Levesque and Michael Hickenbottom, as you say, so Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Yep. And they talked to him. And then several other people came in there, Nia Jax. Paul Heyman hugged him. You could see the hurt on Paul Heyman. Braun Strowman told him he loved him, brother, and do anything for him. That is a brotherhood and sisterhood.
Right. I mean, they're still all coworkers. They're still all family, and that's how that is. And you're right. I was coming back, so I didn't see anything. I had a text from Jason. Just saying Roman Reigns ? And then my phone was blowing up, and I just had it in my pocket, and it just kept going. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I saw your guys' stuff, and I asked, and I didn't even know he had leukemia before.
I didn't either.
I didn't watch the entire thing. I caught the clip. I think it was on ESPN. It was like the 2.5-minute clip where he was going over all that. Saying that he was diagnosed. I think it was after
football.
It was after football at Georgia Tech.
Right.
And after he didn't really make the pros, and he was poor and wasn't, all that.
He came into WWE.
Yep. And they accepted him there. And yeah, at the end of the day, and it kind of, I was going through, and people, you're right, they don't know what it is. They don't know the storyline, but you could just hear people yelling and stuff in the background, and then, not realizing, I think, what it was until everyone started to sink in, and then the crowd just kind of got really quiet.
And they were all,
you could hear people yelling crap and going,
and
yeah,
then
they
the one
went
guy
through
that kept
and,
saying, what? He stopped.
Yeah, he
looked
stopped.
Like an idiot.
That was the one, right? I mean, yeah, and
But you
there's
don't
times
know.
like that. You don't know.
And then you had a lot of people thank you, Roman, and when he said he was going to come back and get his title
Yep.
back, people were excited. So I think now, unfortunately, real life's going to play a part. Now, this is going to make him a face when he comes back.
Absolutely.
It's going to make him a face because it's going to be a good comeback story. I mean, I'm pulling for him now. I have, as you see, I wore my zip-up hoodie, but I threw my Roman shirt on over it today. I got it in the Luke crate, the WWE Slam crate, and I never had worn it, and I was like, I'll never wear this, but I'm like, you know what, in support of him, because he is a human being, and he is a good man, and what you see from everybody saying, it just sucked to see. But WWE, I have to give it to them, on Monday night, they did use this as their opportunity, so you didn't see this. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins won the tag titles.
Did they?
They won the tag titles, so it was like, awesome. They got a high point. Guess what happened? Heel turn, baby. Dean Ambrose heel turned on Seth Rollins after they won the titles, after the whole thing with Roman. I was like, perfect timing.
Yeah.
They were going to hold it till Survivor Series. It was the perfect time to do it. They brought it up, did it on Monday Night Raw. It's done. I was like, holy shit, this was a beautiful time to do it.
Had to be one of the call on the fly sort of things, I would imagine, as that go, and that's what Vince is really good at, and that's why he's been in business for so long. So, yeah, like I said, I didn't watch much of Raw. Unfortunately, my flight was delayed. I didn't get it home until probably Raw was over. So, I didn't see much of that. So I'll have to catch back up here at some point. But yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, it's sad, and yeah, it is real. So you do hope he gets through it, gets through everything, comes back strong, and he will. It's going to be a little bit. It's not going to be a 2-3 month thing. This is going to be 8 to 12 to 16 months. So hopefully all goes well with him, and I'm sure he'll be checking in as he goes through, and WWE will have his back. You've heard how good of a person Vince is, and he takes care of all his people no matter what. So
always does.
That's you're loyal to him, and he's, like you said, at the end of the day, as much as you hate Roman or like Roman, he makes a lot of money because he's either generating a lot of heat or he's got a lot of kids that like him. So regardless, he's pulling money no matter what. Vince will take care of you at that point.
Yes, I totally agree. And so one of the things I was excited about is Bear came up with, and I know Jason had a thing in this too, so Bear's favorite pay-per-view, which we are covering today, ECW One Night Stand 2005. I had never seen it. And I tell you what, I was glued to the TV watching this. I could not believe what I was seeing, and I'm like, how in the hell have I never seen this? And Bear, I got to agree, it's up there, man. It is so good. So let's just get right into it. First, it opens up with chants of "fuck you, fuck John Cena."
Yep.
And Joey Styles is passionate about his job. Mick Foley was the other commentator there.
Yep, that was fun.
Yeah, that was definitely fun.
They were good together, and getting them back and forth, and Joey coming out and about crying right in the middle of the ring to start off and giving his famous "Oh my God."
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, just absolutely great. And what he knows, those are a lot of smart fans in there. Definitely a lot of smart Mark fans in the ECW arena. Like they did at the Hammerstein Ballroom, I think.
Yep, that's the home of ECW. Only 2,500 people, but
and it worked out because they had
they
had a good angle with the WWE coming in at the time with the anti-ECW Crusaders. So it just made the pay-per-view even better. I remember watching this live actually, and that's probably why it was one of my favorites. It was one of the ones I remember. And this was definitely absolutely amazing. I always liked ECW. I went to ECW when I was younger. Seeing an event, like you said, I think I've talked about this before with the.
Can you throw up your middle finger?
The middle finger with Tajiri and the Dudley Boys coming up in the crowd like 5 seats away. So that was always pretty cool. So seeing this was great. I absolutely, like I said, I anytime that I want to just sit down and just watch a pay-per-view or see something I haven't seen in a while, I just watch wrestling. I will always go back to this pay-per-view. Absolutely amazing.
So solid. Let's get right into it, man. Lance Storm and Chris Jericho, first match. For me, love this match. It wasn't in my top. It was probably in the top 3 or 4, but awesome. Love the match. They're friends, obviously. Grew up, did the Hart Dungeon thing. Love the end with Just Incredible. He had him in the walls of Jericho, and he was Lionheart Chris Jericho.
Yes,
for this,
he was old. Yeah, he was ECW Chris Jericho.
Right, and I love that.
Japan, yeah.
Right, and he comes out. Just Incredible comes in, hits him with a kendo stick.
Right, and it was square in the face. It was a good shot.
And wasn't Dawn Marie? Didn't she get on the rope to distract the ref at first?
Yeah,
and then Just
and
Incredible.
she was big at the time, on SmackDown, and Just Incredible really wasn't. And I think what were the Impact players? I think then. So.
And then they were, because I loved. They were like, I don't get his name. It doesn't make sense. I'm like, Just Incredible. Just get rid of it. He's Just Incredible. It's like, come on, really?
Yeah, and then Joey Styles with he's giving me hives. So whatever his thing in there. That was freaking hilarious. Joey Styles on top of his game with that. But But yeah, no, I thought it was a great match, actually. I really enjoyed it. Definitely one of my favorites. Jericho and Lance Storm, two great competitors. I like the way the match ended. I'm sure all the ECW guys did too. It was just cool to see them get back together, and that's what the whole night's about, the whole ECW night. So I thought it was a great match to start off the show, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And then right after that, they had a great tribute to many wrestlers that I didn't even realize were dead at that time. Former ECW originals. There were good tributes to them. And they went right into the next match, which was labeled a three-way dance to Jarry, Little Guido, and Super Crazy. Loved this.
This was a great match.
Loved it. It was probably 2 or 3 in the night for me, mainly because Super Crazy's moonsault off the balcony.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
Absolutely insane. That dude is nuts. Like you said, that was such an awesome high spot. With Little Guido, Nunzio as he was, it was just great. I think he was the first one out, right?
Yes, he was the first one out because I can't remember who.
I think Tajiri got him.
Yeah, Tajiri did.
Oh, that's right. Mikey Whipwreck gave him the whipper snapper off the top rope, which is a Stone Cold Stunner, more or less.
Right.
Gave him that off the top rope, and then Tajiri ended up pinning him.
And then it just kind of ended with Super Crazy and the moonsault, pinning Tajiri, which is fine.
I think it was one of those. I think they spent a lot of time, which I think probably what the whole match was for, is to get all 3 of them together, which was great. And then it was just kind of, okay, Little Guido's out. It's time to end this match. And I think it was about 3 minutes later that Super Crazy hit him with a moonsault and beat Tajiri.
Right, and it was a great match to see. Next one, Psychosis. It's weird to see him without the mask.
Yeah, it was really odd, and they said that was the first time I think in North America he didn't have the mask. If I recall saying
different.
that.
So it wasn't like seeing Psychosis, but he was against Rey Mysterio Jr. Had the Jr. there. Rey won with a 619 and a West Coast pop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what my favorite part of that match was? It wasn't even the match. It was after the match. So there's a guy in the crowd talking shit to JBL. And JBL, first off, would kill this guy. So the fact that he held it in, it's when they were walking in to go up to the balcony.
Yep.
And then all the fuck you SmackDown chants start. JBL laughs and says to me, the quote of the night. He says, "I got a ticket, you little Mexican." Talking to Rey Mysterio down in the ring. I had to rewind it because I'm like, did I just hear that right? I got a ticket, you little Mexican.
Yeah, and then you got all the crowd up there chanting, "You suck dick," and all this. And then I think
Kurt Angle, did you hear what he said back, though? Your mother taught me.
That was that Kurt or was that JBL?
I think it was Kurt.
I think it was it was one of the two. But that was when that what's his name, Joel whatever, came up and interviewed him, and they pushed him out of the way, that looked like a legit shove. I mean, that looked like it hurt. And then took the mic, and I think you're right, it was Angle. Yeah, your mother taught me how. And then
it was just, that whole thing was so good.
JBL saying he's a wrestling god and all that.
Right,
oh,
the storyline, just
amazing.
JBL. I'm like,
that, like you said, it's a lot of heat, and it's just.
I was never a big JBL fan, but when he said that, "I got a ticket, you little Mexican," I'm like, this is perfect.
Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely
so great,
hilarious.
And then next, we had a shoot interview with RVD.
Yep.
Getting homage from everybody and making everybody really happy.
His knee was messed up, wasn't it?
Right, and he couldn't wrestle. And then Rhino gores him.
Yeah.
And then we had, of
that
course,
looked terrible.
We had the who came back to fight Rhino, impromptu match.
It was
Sabu.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep,
Sabu in an impromptu match. So
I forgot everything went dark and
and he came back.
Up,
which, by the way, Sabu is just. I mean, anybody here at ECW is just fantastic. And the ref gets gored by Rhino. And Joey Styles again. Pee-wee is down. Pee-wee is dead. Someone call an ambulance. And just quotes that I love from this. I'm like, how have I never seen? I was so happy that you picked this just from watching it. I was so
you go back and watch it again, you catch even more stuff as you go through. That's what's great about it. That's why I love it.
Yeah, and RVD got involved. And then you remember how the match ended?
Yeah, I think Sabu, they didn't go through a table, did they?
Yeah, they did. He did the Arabian Skull Crusher through the table.
Yep.
So RVD put his head down on the table, and then he did the Arabian Skull Crusher. I'm
intense.
Like, ugh. And then after that, Raw shows up. Bischoff and Coachman and Edge and all those guys, which we had. I was kind of disappointed in this match. Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. And for Paul Heyman, it was the purest dream match that he wanted to book. And it was a big letdown. And if you look, and I kind of noticed this, and I try to pay close attention to people's emotions, if they're real or not, especially in what we're doing. So when we approach it now as adults, I think we look at it analytically when we're looking at people's emotion and what they're doing. And for me, he was pissed. Eddie was the whole time. He came out and he just turned heel, and he didn't, and I read more into this, he did not, and how the match ended. You remember how it ended? What happened?
I think Benoit made him tap out, didn't he?
Right. He made him tap.
With the crossface?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He made him tap with a crossface. And he didn't feel that he should tap out clean, just going heel. Eddie didn't.
Right.
So, I could see why he was pissed off. And then him taking the clothesline, this is something I noticed. He took a clothesline on one side, which was funny, and he fell on the other side. So he just fell randomly. I'm like, oh, God. And he also cut his nose during the match, so he was pretty pissed about that.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, when I realized timelines, 5 months later, he's dead.
Yeah. Yes. That was the whole family killing, murder-suicide incident. Yeah, it's sad. But
No, I'm saying Eddie was dead 5 months later.
I thought Chris went before Eddie.
No, because Chris was on Monday Night Raw sobbing when Eddie died. Chris went after.
Man, yeah.
Stat guy, Jarry, can you get us, when did Chris Benoit die? Because Eddie Guerrero died November of 2005. I feel
Maybe
like
it was 06.
Eddie died in 2005 of November in
Yeah.
a hotel room, right?
Yeah, he had a heart attack.
Yeah, and then I
Heart
think
blew up.
I feel like Chris was 06 or early 07.
Okay.
And Stat Guy's going to get that for us. But
Yeah, wow, I didn't realize that. I always thought Chris went before Eddie, so yeah, I don't remember that. I don't recall.
I couldn't recall. The only reason I remembered is because I remember Chris, like, when they're on the ramp, you know how they bring, when somebody passes away, and they do the toll of the bell,
Yep.
and he's just sobbing, because, it was like his brother. They were
Yep.
in ECW, they did WCW, WWE.
They won the titles on the same night. Yeah,
Right, it was just
WrestleMania 20, which will be coming up here soon. I know that, so that's also one of my top 3 pay-per-views.
Yeah, we're going to do that one in a while. What's up?
You said Chris Guerrero?
No, Chris Benoit. See, why are you?
Benoit.
You're on the wrestling show, Jarry. Come on, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Eddie Guerrero. I need Chris Benoit. Eddie died in November of 2005. 5 months after this pay-per-view, which was in June of 2005.
Yep.
Which, by the way, June of 2005. I can't believe I didn't see it. I had just graduated from high school. High school. Brandon and I both did, but I kind of fell off the map a little bit in 2005 and picked back up in 2007.
You didn't go and use Zan's free pay-per-view cable that he'd always get back in the day?
No, we
great.
did go over and watch that. What do we got?
So
Chris Benoit. Benoit. Benoit.
Okay, we'll come back here next year
God,
when
Jarry.
he has this ready.
Jeez, I thought you were stat guy. What? Maybe not wrestling stat guy. Chris Benoit. Ben. I could have probably figured it out myself.
2007, June 24th, 2007.
Oh, so it was middle of June. It was
Okay.
2 years later.
Yep.
Wow. And that was a murder-suicide.
Yep.
Yeah, did you ever hear about that? So you don't know what happened. So Chris,
No, I have no idea what
so
happened.
Chris Benoit killed his wife, killed his kid, and then killed himself. Yeah.
And the craziest thing, if you actually look in and read about that, it was noted on Wikipedia a day before they found everybody. How creepy is that?
What?
Yeah, look into the conspiracy theory on that. It was noted that that exact same thing happened a day before anybody even found that. Had no idea.
That's creepy.
Pretty weird.
So, to me, the next match of the night for me.
Yes,
I did not
agree.
think it would be Masato Tanaka against Mike Awesome. So, what kind of got me is I was starting to get annoyed with Joey Styles. He was starting to annoy me because he would keep reminding me way too many times that everything is legal in ECW. Well, no shit.
Yep.
I already know this. You don't have to remind me. And then, but I love the other thing. Oh my God, another table. Like, it just keeps happening. I love that they called Mike Awesome, which he had a terrible gimmick in WCW when they had 70s guys awesome.
Yeah.
That 70 guy
When
awesome.
Didn't he hit on fat chicks all the time?
Yeah,
or
he was
something like
called
that?
Fat Chick Thriller.
Yeah, that's.
I love that. And Joey Styles called him that on the show. They almost did. He went for a superplex, but DDT by Masato into the table. Insane.
Oh, disgusting! Thought he died.
Thought he died. And then the awesome bomb through the rest of the table was nuts because that metal piece, I don't know if you saw, was sticking up.
Yeah.
I'm like, he could have impaled his head right through that had that been, just in a different spot, a couple, like maybe a half a foot to a foot further in. It's like, man, that's just insane. And then, so it ends with the awesome bomb from the ring to the table on the floor. And then they did bad camera work because we didn't see how Mike Awesome went through, like over the rope.
Yep.
I don't know if he just did a dive bomb, jumped over the rope, pin on the outside. Joey Styles, though, called him Judas and made remarks like he was upset that Awesome didn't kill himself on a suicide dive to the outside.
It's a shame he didn't succeed in taking his own life.
Right, that's it. And then he took his own life in 2007 by hanging.
By the way, I'm reading this right now because I wanted to look up a little bit more on this, and I had this one ready. Joey Styles actually says that all the comments he made were shoots. He did not care. He
Really?
actually hated Mike Awesome.
I believe that.
Yeah, absolutely hated Mike Awesome. He said if the original ECW was ending, he was going to say whatever the hell he wanted. Is exactly what it was. And still got a job with the WWE. Look at that.
And he did. And so next, after this, we had a Paul Heyman promo, which was awesome. As always, Paul Heyman.
There aren't many bad Paul Heyman promos.
So Eric Bischoff, not Paul Heyman, comes with his tail between his legs going to a WCW pay-per-view. "You're in our house, bitch," is what he said to him. Bischoff gives him the finger, which was fantastic. And then he turns, "Hide your wives, it's Edge."
Yeah.
And what were the chants going on?
Didn't they give a "fuck you, Lita," or "I fucked Lita," or "Lita has
Something like that,
herpes"?
and then
They had.
You
some
have
in there.
herpes, and then
they
screwed
went,
Matt.
Yeah, and then they went into then
But-
he gave the Matt freaking Hardy.
Yeah, he's like, "I've got 2 words for you, Matt freaking Hardy," and Edge just standing there holding up 3 fingers, like, that's 3 words. And I'm like, that was
Didn't he
good.
spit out his beer though first?
Yeah, he's and spit it out. And then John, personal note, since you want to shoot, only reason you were WWE champ for a year is because Triple H didn't want to work on Tuesdays.
Yeah, because the SmackDown. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hilarious.
Oh my gosh, the whole thing was great. And then we get to our main event.
Which unfortunately wasn't a shoot, probably, but
Right.
just hilarious.
It was fantastic.
You couldn't tell; it totally blurred the lines, though.
Right, and I love that on the network they keep all that open.
Oh, when they tell you, that's like one of the ones that it's TVMA and all that.
Yep.
They
They
put
tell
a
you
warning
right
out
ahead.
on that. Love it.
Yes, and then you remember the theme song for the show?
Yeah, it was Bodies, wasn't it?
Yeah, Drowning Pool, another guy that died.
In a pool.
Yes, of his own blood. Dudley Boys versus
soon.
Tommy Dreamer and Sandman. So I love Sandman, his entrance. Smoking,
Through the
drinking
crowd,
beer,
kendo stick.
smashes the beer can on his head, cutting himself open right away. I'm like, this guy is nuts. And I forgot how Sandman was. I think he was drunk when he got to the ring. If
He
you
looked
look at him,
like it.
Wasted.
His eyes were bloodshot. Oh yeah, and he was fat as
he was
shit.
Pouring beer on people, pouring beer on some.
It was. I think they were
some
all
of the puppies.
ECW ladies, weren't they?
Yeah, he was pouring beer on some of the puppies and then licking them off of them, which I thought to be amazing. And
great.
you know, I was happy with it. And
I think
so,
Stat Guy's sleeping over
yeah,
there.
stat guy Jerry, can you hand me that paper? I need that paper, sir, because it's Brandon's notes and I don't have them. Thank you, appreciate it. So I love that he's looking up at the Raw and SmackDown guys and he's stroking the kendo stick. I'm like, this guy just doesn't care.
Oh no.
And then you remember who came out right off the bat before the match started?
I don't right now.
BWO.
Oh yeah, Stevie Richards, yeah, and the Blue Meanie, yeah.
So BWO comes out, and then Kid Cash, Balls Mahoney, Axel Rotten took him out. And then did you see some of the things that were in this match? Some of the different weapons they used?
Oh yeah, I mean it was insane. They had everything. I mean, I think Tommy Dreamer always used the cheese grater. Excuse me, I'm getting my stuff mixed up.
Nuts.
Yeah, and that looked bad, but he always does that. I think they had a stop sign at some point. Obviously, trash cans, the kendo stick, all that good stuff. Yeah, this was fun. I mean, they absolutely destroyed each other here. Typical ECW, absolutely fantastic. Dudley Boys, I think they won the match, right?
Yeah, the Dudley Boys did win the
They
match.
ended up beating Sandman and Dreamer.
Yeah, they did. Justin Credible and Lance Storm came out, put Sandman through barbed wire. Francine kicked Tommy in the dick, and Beulah McGillicuddy came out. Can you hear catfight, catfight?
Yep.
That whole thing. And my favorite, my God, he just crushed the man's balls. And then him and Mick Foley go back and forth like, you can't say balls.
Yep, I like that one.
I'm like, okay. And then they lit the table on fire, put lighter fluid in it, lit it up, powerbomb through the table, pin for the win. After that, though, the ending is what was the best.
Yes.
Stone Cold.
Yep.
Brandon's boy Stone Cold, which, real quick, I want to put what Brandon said in his notes about this pay-per-view. Great pay-per-view, but didn't entertain me that much because I was never really an ECW fan growing up. But on a wrestling standpoint, great matches. I just don't agree with him, and Brandon, like, I liked ECW. I watched some of ECW. I wasn't big on it like I was WWE, WCW. But, like, he said it didn't entertain him. The end of the damn night would be like his heaven with Stone Cold.
I'm surprised because, I mean, he came through. He just started stunning everybody. You get everybody in the ring. He's drinking beer. I mean, it was great.
And he came out because Sandman's asking for a beer. Give me a beer.
Yep.
Give me a beer. Stone Cold provokes WWE to come to the ring. We want Taz chant started, so Taz gave the Taz mission on Kurt Angle. JBL, I don't know if you saw this. I read more into this because I noticed it, that Blue Meanie was all bloody and everything.
Yeah.
And he legit was fighting him. And I was watching, I went back and fight, and I'm like, holy shit. So it ended with a 3D to Bischoff. Benoit diving headbutt. He's like, give him a diving headbutt. And then Stone Cold, kill this son of a bitch.
Yep.
Is what he said. Mysterio did the 619. Austin asked him, can you hear me? This is Austin calling Eric. Post-show thoughts on the evening? Fuck ECW.
Yep.
And then he stunned him.
Yep.
And then the Dudley boys walked Bischoff out and laid him on a truck trailer. And everybody's drinking beer to end the show.
Yep.
What an awesome show, dude.
I told you.
Great pick.
Absolutely great.
I love talking about that. I was so happy to see it. I was like, man, I'm excited. I took so many notes on this as I went. It was just great to see. So let's get right into Evolution, the pay-per-view that will be this Sunday. All-women's pay-per-view. Looking pretty interesting. Got a pretty good card for the women. I think they're going to get outdone by Crown Jewel. If Crown Jewel happens, John Cena has said he's not going to be there, and he is in that the World Cup challenge right now. They still had him on Tuesday. They had him for SmackDown being in the World Cup challenge. So it's kind of interesting to see what they did. And unfortunately, next week when we record, we're recording on Saturday, so we cannot watch Crown Jewel if it happens on Friday. We have to give our picks, and maybe we'll submit them at the beginning of the week just so we all see that what our picks were, and then we'll highlight the picks, and then we won't highlight the show because we want people to be able to listen to our stuff, our picks, and then if they haven't seen it, they can go back and watch.
Yeah, and also kind of breaking news for Crown Jewel. It sounds like, and this hasn't been 100% confirmed, but there's a lot of rumors flying around that Hogan may be there.
Yeah, I found that out on Thursday.
So this will be...
I think you sent it to us, didn't you, on Thursday? Yeah, I heard it from you.
It was Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember exactly when it was.
Yeah, we were recording Wednesday, so it had to be Thursday.
So, yeah, it was probably Thursday then. But, yeah, it sounds like he may be there, but if they don't have a pay-per-view, maybe. I mean, and it's, it's been a couple sources, but not anything. It hasn't been the WWE yet.
And if Cena's not going to be there, they're going to try to bring in Hogan. Dan O'Brien's talking about how he doesn't want to go. So it'll be interesting to see if this happens. And, if they want to save face, they need to move this. They really do.
They
but
should.
This is a good thing for Saudi Arabia, the people there. But what had happened with that guy going into the consulate, and they said they killed him over a struggle.
That earlier this week,
they chopped him up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like,
they admitted they admitted to it, whether that was
they admitted to his dead.
last Sunday or Monday. I can't remember. I saw that on the news, yeah.
Unbelievable. So
we'll see. There's a lot of bad stuff going on there, and, I wouldn't be shocked if they did move it somewhere else.
I agree with you. All right, so Evolution pay-per-view, the picks. So let's get right into it. Barry, you're going to keep track of this for us?
Yep, I got it.
All right, so tomorrow night we've got this pay-per-view. Should be awesome. Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's Championship. Jake, I know you have a pick. What do you got, buddy?
I'm going to go with Rousey.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ronda as well.
I've got Ronda, and so does Brandon. Next match, Becky against Barry's Bay. Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title, and it's a last woman standing match. So I'll give Brandon's real quick. He said Charlotte wins, and she breaks Trish's record and wins her 8th championship.
Okay, well, I'm obviously agreeing with Brandon. I will always pick Charlotte.
And I'm going to stick with Becky because she can be my other bae. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with Charlotte.
I hate you all. All right, and next, Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler this is the 3rd or 4th time they're fighting for the NXT Women's Championship.
I don't know who these people are.
Oh, Kairi Sane is awesome, and they're just great. They fought in the original Mae Young Classic, and then it came back, and Shayna Baszler got the title first. Kairi got it off her. Kairi's the champ, I believe, and Shayna Baszler is challenging for it. So what do you got?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple title changes here. So give me Shayna Baszler. Baszler, give me her.
All right.
I'm going to go with Kairi Sane.
Yep, and me and Brandon also have Kairi Sane. So next, Rhea Ripley versus I don't know who for the NXT UK Women's Championship. So you either have Rhea Ripley or question mark.
I'm going to take question mark. I like that. It's a good pick for me. I get the field, so I always take the field.
All right.
I'm going to go with question mark as well. I like that name.
All right. And Brandon has taken Rhea. So I am going to take question mark because I don't know who question mark is. Hey, you want to check that out, Jarry? If you can look at the Evolution pay-per-view on Wikipedia and find out what the card is. Can see if Rhea Ripley has a person she is fighting yet. And she should by now, but it could be that night. So Io Shirai against Toni Storm in the 2018 Mae Young Classic Final. And I think maybe the winner of this fights for the NXT UK Women's Championship. I could be wrong. I don't know. But who do we got here?
I think Tony Braxton is a good singer, so I'm going to go with Toni Storm.
All right. Jake? Jarry?
I'm going to go with Toni Storm.
I'm going to go with Io Shirai because she is, you have to watch her. She could be legitimate top diva or top wrestler in the women's division.
She's no Tony Braxton, though.
Oh, I'm telling you, you need to check her out. Don't watch her. She's great. And Brandon also took her as well with me. So next match, Trish and Lita versus Alexa and Mickey.
My first crush, Trish, I will always take. So give me Trish and Lita.
I've got Trish and Lita, and so does Brandon.
I agree.
All right, like it. Women's Battle Royal for the for a future women's championship match. Do you have a pick?
Is Nia Jackson this?
Sure.
Give me her.
Okay. Jake, Jarry, you got anybody?
I'm going to go with Bear's pick.
I like it.
And I'm going to go with Brandon's. He took Ember Moon, so give me Ember Moon as well. Next, Natty, Sasha, and Bailey are going against the Riot Squad. Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riot.
Give me Natty, Sasha, and Bailey here. They'll win. They'll be faces for these kind of fights here on this card.
Brandon took the Riot Squad.
I'm going Riot Squad. They're getting litty.
Yeah. And then I want Natty, Sasha, and Bailey as well. So should be interesting.
We can share.
Yeah, we'll share. I like it. Give me Sasha.
Ooh, Jason will be very angry at you.
Oh, sorry, buddy. I called her first. But that's okay. All right, so...
I don't know about that. He's been on Sasha for a long time.
Yeah, this is true. I got Alexa, though. We'll take that. All right, Justin on the Twitter.
Is she fighting in this?
Who?
Okay, Alexa and Mickey. Sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't
Alexa
see that.
We said that.
Yeah, I wasn't listening,
I want Trish and Lita because they're the originals, even though Alexa is my current wife on the show.
Fair.
Wish.
Yes. Yeah, oh, God, I do wish. All right, and she's from Columbus, OH.
I-O.
There we go. Justin on the Twitter. Who are the strongest wrestlers of all time? Brandon gave us a few things here. Cena and Brock for throwing around Big Show and in the ring like a rag doll, and then Hogan for slamming Andre the Giant.
That's stupid.
Give me Mark Henry all day.
He is the world's strongest man.
Yeah, I'm done.
I think doesn't he have gold medals in weightlifting?
Yes.
I think we go back through the badass thing. Haku.
Yes.
He was definitely. I'll go right back to it. He was just.
Did he pick up a man like Mac did with D? What was that?
That was great. I'm sure he has, but yeah, I definitely would say Haku has to be up there. Yeah, it's certainly Lesnar, Cena, obviously, Mark Henry for sure. Probably Braun Strowman, Big Show. I mean, those guys are pretty beastly.
Well, it's the Big Slow.
Give me Hercules.
Yeah.
Didn't he do some, and Dino Bravo, the mafia
Bravo.
guy who got killed.
Yeah, Bruno Sammartino. He was a strong guy too.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I think any of those are good picks.
I mean, most of these guys are all bodybuilders, so.
Right. John Cena, obviously.
Never heard of him.
Me either. What about Viscera? Mabel.
You mean Brandon?
Yes.
Oh.
Brandon, what do you have today? About 294.
Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's doing a lot of DDP yoga in his off time.
I tried to get the girlfriend to do some DDP yoga. She's been wanting to work out. I'm like, let's do DDP yoga. She's like, I'll die. I'm like, it's yoga.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
It's not that complicated. You
Right.
just do some stretchy things, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we'll switch gears today. Instead of Brandon being down to 294, stat guy's up to 196.
Jesus.
Jeez, you got up to 196? Are you serious?
Serious 196, boy.
You're almost to Brandon's level.
And aren't you like 6'5" 6'4"?
6'5".
6'5", 196. Bear, where are you sitting at now?
Oh, I'm probably like 172-ish, somewhere in there.
6 foot, 6'1"?
6 foot, yeah, 6 foot and a half.
Yeah, I think I'm the same as you.
I'm
6
fat.
foot and a half, 6'1", and 222.
I prefer to be about 162, but
Yeah.
I'm fat,
Really?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My body would be in shock if I get to like 210.
I've
That's
been
why
very
I'm
busy,
taking
though,
it easy.
so-
Dude, if my body
Been
got to
eating a lot of
225, I'd be in shock.
Dude, you'd be huge. If you just put muscle, you'd be jacked, dude. At 6'5", you'd be like, I'm Jarry the Stat Guy,
Yeah.
OTL Sports Pod.
Yeah, ever heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Hey, you will now.
Yeah, no shit. And it should be interesting to see. Anybody you got for strongest wrestler of all time?
Yeah, me.
I don't know about that.
Jarry the Stat Guy,
Jarry
strongest
the
wrestler
Stat
of all
Guy.
time.
So before we get into the Jason debate, I just want to thank our sponsors, as always, All Wear Clothing, Crandall's Quality Lawn Care, Verizon, and PNC. Thank you for all you do. And it should be interesting to see once we get our OTL swag. I know we're going to get the hats. We're going to have to look at, and you know, I was going to ask you guys this. Do you think that if we get some shirts and some other swag, that we should get, like, if we get an OTL Sports Pod shirt or anything like that, that we should put our sponsors on the other side? Like, put them on the sleeves or something? Maybe?
Yeah,
At least All Wear,
yeah, we
because they're
could,
doing the stuff.
yeah. I mean, we could do that. It doesn't hurt to have everything everywhere. You put some sponsors on. If
We're
you-
going to look like a NASCAR.
Pretty much, yeah. You're gonna look like an NBA jersey here, but I mean, it's not gonna hurt. You know, it always helps out.
Yeah,
as long as our stuff's on there, large and in charge, and you got some All Wear and your Verizon, your PNC,
Crandall's Quality Lawn Care.
maybe Crandall's Quality Lawn Care, the way he's been acting. That's why I made it last.
Yeah, you made it. You put him last.
Sending
Maybe
me
we'll get it on
rude
there.
comments on Facebook.
Yeah, big jerk. So again, thank you as always to our sponsors. All right, so on to the Jason debate. First thing was he wants Ryan to break down and make sense of the Scott Steiner math promo, which I love.
I didn't get to look it up, so I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh my gosh, you have to just check it out. I mean, I'm gonna give you time.
I'll do it right now. You talk about it.
Yeah, I'll let you just play it, and we'll go into some of the other things real quick, and we'll come back to this. Favorite Gold Dust match. Jake, you got anything? No?
Let me go last.
Okay. Favorite Gold Dust match. Me and Brandon had the same thing here. I don't think anything beats it. WrestleMania with Piper out in the back lot.
Yeah.
So awesome.
That's
Such
great.
a great match. Street fight in the parking lot, and then the supposed chase over to see what happens.
All right, hold on now. I got the promo up.
You, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now,
This is
before
gonna
you
be
get
good.
there, you have an
kind
important
of
step
excited for
tonight.
this.
It's you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo.
I don't know
of
exactly
Kurt
what they
Angle
can hear
and
off of
Samoa
this,
Joe.
but this is going to be
You know, they
interesting.
say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at small Joe,
Jason's gonna
and you
enjoy
can
this
see that
random
statement is
promo.
not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix.
This is something Jason would send to me on a voicemail when I'm not going to answer my phone.
See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and two-thirds chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me.
This
and
is why
he's not
TNA
gonna try.
collapsed right here.
So Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance. You got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice.
This is good math.
My 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and two-thirds %, I got 141 and two-thirds chance of winning at sacrifice.
What's 75 plus 66? Is that 141?
Yeah.
That's good. Great math.
At sacrifice.
But 141% chance.
That means he's got a good chance to win.
Or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean, you know.
God, Steiner is a just monster kind of there.
Another strong guy.
Would you rather come home to me, a genetic freak, to be satisfied
Genetic
every night,
freak.
or go home to that fat-ass Samoa Joe? So tonight, we're going to win, and I'm going to be the world champion at sacrifice. Come on, Petey. Let's go.
Scotty, just like you always say, Big Papa Pump has got your hookup.
Oh,
Well,
if you
Maple
hear me.
Leaf Muscle is who you need to look up. Holler if you hear that.
That would have been me, actually. And I know Jason watched that, obviously, 1,000 times because he has nothing better to do. But goodness, if you don't agree with me that would be me next to Scott Steiner, given the little final promo cut right there, I don't know who else would be, because that's totally me. Regardless, amazing math. So thank you for that one, Jason. I thought that was pretty good. I have not seen that promo. I'm surprised you haven't sent it to me yet. So I'm happy I got to see that one. Keep sending me some random other promos. Keep me through my days. That was funny.
Do you have? Can you make sense of it? He was on point with the math.
I mean, he nailed the math. That's impressive. I didn't think Scott Steiner was that quick-witted to do that. That was insane math right there. He must have studied all night and all day for that one. So
right.
That's probably how many reps he does.
Yeah.
He does 141 and a third, 141 and 2/3. Holla, if you hear me.
What do you got as your favorite Gold Dust match?
Let's see. Favorite Gold Dust match. You know what? Obviously, his best match was probably the one with Roddy Piper, to be honest with you. A lot of his early stuff was really good. But to pull one random one out of there, I don't know. I think he beat Val Venus for the Intercontinental title when he came back after he was like Dustin Runnels and did all that fancy shit. Finally came back to reality and was Gold Dust again. So I'm gonna take something where he wins a title. I like seeing Gold Dust win the title. He's a great wrestler. He's very underrated. So give me anyone that he wins the Intercontinental title. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
No, I agree. And what do you have as being your favorite Ric Flair quote?
Well, I mean, Ric Flair has many of my favorite quotes, but you know, I spent more money on spilt liquor and bars across this country than you make in a year. I mean, come on, that's a freaking classic.
That was Brandon's favorite too.
Absolute classic.
All I gotta say is it's all about that Ric Flair drip.
Yeah, and I'm just actually gonna play this for you because it was fantastic.
Damn millennials.
Checking all that drip out. Ric Flair drip, you're looking at all, but that's right.
Oh,
You're looking at all, but that's right. I'm responsible
Got that
for
crappy
drip.
Wi-Fi.
You can ask anybody. Ask Offset. Ask the Amigos. I am the founder of Sway. Ask LeBron James. And I am the Nature Boy. And yeah, I am coming to San Antonio Friday and Saturday of this week. Looking. Woo is only I can look. You know that? And I'll be signing autographs, taking pictures. I mean, think about this. Think about the San Antonio, the Alamo, the Riverwalk, the Nature Boy, the San Antonio Spurs, and all you go out there and say, hook 'em horns for the Undertaker. I'll be there. That's a lot for one weekend. Think about it. Looking as only I can look, and I guarantee you this, I will be jet flying. Woo, if I'm not Rolls Royce riding, I'll be limousine riding.
Woo!
I'll be kiss stealing, I'll be wheeling dealing in San Antonio, and I'll
Son of a
promise
gun.
you all day Friday.
Those Gators
Saturday,
won't be able to be held down.
At that Comic-Con, I'm going to have a high time. Woo! Put that camera down here. Hold these Ferragamo down. Woo! San Antonio. Friday,
God, I love
Saturday.
it.
San Antonio Comic-Con. The Nature Boy. Founder of Swag, says LeBron James. The man who made drip popular, says Offset. And the Amigos. That's right. On my way. San Antonio. Woo.
you think he was drunk when he did that?
God, I hope so.
Yeah, he was, and you are right, Jake. The Ric Flair drip, man. That song is an awesome. Have you listened to that?
Yes, I've
Have
heard
you
it
seen the
plenty of
video?
times. Yes, it
The
is.
video
It
is awesome
great.
with Rick.
Absolutely love it. I'm telling you, the day that man dies, I might not leave my house for 3 days just crying because that's going to be rough. I hope he lives forever. They need to cryogenically freeze him because he's probably one of the greatest humans to ever step face on this earth. That is a fact.
Side note, that song will never compare with F with Dre Day.
Yeah, oh no, it never will. And you know what? Ric Flair drip go woo on a bitch. Yeah, that's how we got it.
Gotta love it.
Yes, Ric Flair, one of the greatest of all time, and I had to play that just because he has a lot of his things in there. Woo, is one of his big things. It's still to this day. You could hear it on the ECW pay-per-view. I mean, they do it any time on a chop, any day. That'll live forever. Just like I wish Rick would. He is amazing. So, next thing that he had for us, for me, what did he have for me?
From the current or past women's roster, who has a similar personality to ex-wife?
Oh God. Well, if we're speaking of puppies, you can put her in line with anybody with nice puppies. So I'd give her the Sable puppies, the anybody puppies. But personality-wise, I don't know. I mean, when I think about it, I felt like our life was like Miz and Maurice. I was the outspoken one. You couldn't really understand her at times when she was talking. She was good-looking, blonde, all of that stuff. She's got dark hair now. Still a good human being. Loves her kid just like Maurice does now.
Yeah, but the Miz has hair.
Yeah, thanks a lot, jerk.
Yo, you're welcome.
What do you got, Jake?
I can't say what I was gonna say. That brings back some old memories right there.
I don't care. You can say it. I'll cut it out right now if I have to.
All right, let's just
Nope,
say
no cutting it out.
Let's just say the good old hood. Let's just think back to what is it?
You can say whatever you want, dude. I don't care.
Well, hold on. I forgot what Reed's name was.
Oh, he was peasant. He said she was a Bowser chick. He thought she was from Bowser, so she was ghetto. No, that was a bad experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I couldn't
but
say
no,
that.
yeah, he's like, oh, dude, I would not want to mess with your ex-wife there. I said, no, you don't want to. She could rip somebody's head off. So, but no, yeah, I would compare her to that. She's a great mom. So if you look at anybody now who is a mom, she's very reserved. So I mean, Sable would be a good one because she kind of epitomizes that. Looks good. Is very to herself now, just like Brock is. And I think Bear knows. I used to be very outspoken. I've become reserved myself in time, just because of my job, the boards I'm on in the community. With the Youth Foundation and the Commission on Disabilities, being on the boards of both of those, and just involvement in the community. So I've kind of taken a step back from being outspoken as I was in the past due to that. And just as you grow up, you get older, you get over 30, it's just kind of what happens, and you take life a little more seriously. But we still like to have fun here. So a great question from you. The next one, Brandon is absent from the show, so I don't expect him to answer this anyway. Do either of us, and I know Jake doesn't have one, but do you have a wrestling collection? And Brandon said he does not.
Of what, though?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Jake has a wrestling collection.
I do have a couple John Cena things from back at WrestleMania at Ford Field. What was that?
Oh, you were there. That's right.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
10 years
23,
ago.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think.
23.
Yeah, WrestleMania 23
Uh-huh.
up at Ford Field. I got a few John Cena things. The best moment of my life when he came through that glass
With
at
the
Ford
Mustang?
Field in the Mustang. That was the best time ever. Just saying.
Sweet.
What do you got?
I mean, collection-wise, they really don't have anything. I mean, besides DVDs, but now I'm pretty much gonna have to get rid of them all because I got the network.
I had over 150 wrestling DVDs.
Yeah, I was about to say 10. I think we both did it at the same time. We just started buying up wrestling DVDs about 8-10 years ago because there was no network or anything like that. So yeah, I have a lot of wrestling DVDs. So if anybody wants any to get rid of, I'll be more than happy to sell
Reach
them.
out
to
at OTL Sports
at
Pod.
OTL Sports Pod on Twitter, or go ahead and put it on Facebook.
I haven't bought
over
them in
the
a long
Line
time,
Sports
but
Podcast.
we both had all the Survivor Series, all the WrestleManias, all the Royal Rumbles.
I mean, I think I did up until 08.
Yeah.
So I had all of that. I mean, I have the WrestleMania collection from 1 to I think it goes to 20.
I have 1 through 30,
1 to
I believe.
Well, I mean, in a box.
You have
I
the-
have the
yeah.
box
Yeah,
set.
same here.
I have the Survivor Series box set. I have the SummerSlam box.
Yep.
Those actual
Yep.
it's in
Same.
it's in a sand pail or whatever. And then the Royal Rumble. I think that was the first one that I bought, the Royal Rumble box set. But figures and stuff like that. I mean, I have some shirts, some Stone Cold shirts, the NWO shirt. You got me. A couple other wrestling shirts, but I wouldn't say it's a collection of any sort. I don't have any figures. The only picture I have is Bruce and Conrad from when we went to that live show, which is pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, I wouldn't say I really have a collection of any sort. Just the DVDs. So I have a whole bunch of those, but I have a big DVD collection of everything else. Now that everything's online, it's not much of a need to have anymore. So that's all I got as a collection. I'm pretty sure that Brandon has a collection. He's just not going to tell us.
Yeah, he does. He has a bunch of Stone Cold dildos or something. I don't know. And but I have, like Bear had said, I have all my the wrestling DVDs. I have a lot of wrestling shirts. I mean, a lot of them. I get the Loot Crate, which they have WWE Slam Crate. I've had every WWE Slam Crate since it's come out, so I have all of those. They all come with a figure, which is awesome. They all come with a shirt. I'm wearing the Roman Reigns shirt that came from the crate. Got some cool AJ Styles shirt from there. Got a Walk with Elias shirt from there. Got shirts from everything. Got an Undertaker one recently. They got a good posters there, like we said. And the thing, I just pulled it out of my bag. This is the favorite thing I got from my Loot Crate. It is a $1 million belt money clip.
That is awesome.
It's my favorite thing that came from a Loot Crate. I keep it with me.
I would put a whole bunch of ones in there and just put 100 on the front of it so no one knew, and just whip that bad boy out all the time, but not spend any of it.
Right. And but I think the greatest thing that we ever, and being at like WrestleMania 30, got a couple vendor shirts from there when we were selling the merch, and we were out there as well. And I think the greatest thing I have, I just got I told you that Mower of Lawn t-shirt I'm going to wear when I cut the grass in the spring, because that's when Matt Hardy did Chair of Wheels, Mower of Lawn. And so just reverse things. The favorite thing, though, was when ex-wife caught Randy Orton's gum
Yeah, I was
at
there
a wrestling
for that.
show. You
Yep.
were there, and Kenny was there, and get the gum, and we put it in a pill bottle, and she had it until she
I think
forgot
that was
she had it.
that was the same one I caught Triple H's water bottle too. It was like the same exact.
Was it?
I think it was, yeah, because they're fighting each other.
Well, he fought Cena in that one because Cena clocked him
So
and
it
he
had
spit
to-
it back.
Yeah, so Triple H would have had to been. I can't remember now, but no, it was definitely. I definitely got the Triple H water bottle. I
Yeah.
remember that. Because
I don't know if it was the same one, but I know I was there for that when you got it.
It might not have been the same one, but it was one of the ones we were sitting up
Do you
front
still
for,
have
so
it?
it had to be one of the house shows. No, I probably drank the rest of it. It was probably thirsty and threw it away. It was just a regular
Cheaper than a water.
Just a regular water bottle.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay for it. It's perfect.
Right. Yeah, so I have different things there, and I just, went on WWE Shop and got some clearance items. I got Brandon a Stone Cold shirt. It was on clearance. A Razor Ramon shirt, which was on clearance. It was awesome. And then I got Grayson, which he wears, will wrestle in the living room, and we have this big, it's a Big Joe chair that's like a foam chair, and he bounces off his little trampoline, and he does his little froggy splash, as he calls it. I
Yep.
taught him the elbow, so he does the elbow now, and he's like, I want to do a knee, too, so he does a knee into me off the trampoline. It's
dangerous.
And he throws on an AJ Styles shirt that's way too big for him, puts on the wristbands and the elbow pad, because I got the wristbands and elbow pad for $5, so he wears them when he does it to me. And we watched an AJ Styles Daniel the tag match from 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, and he was trying to do some of the moves that AJ was doing, and it was great, and having fun with that. But the collections are like that. I used to have those. Remember those wrestling buddies? Those big stuffed wrestling buddies. Did you ever have those as a kid?
I don't
They had
think
like
so.
Hulk Hogan,
Not that I
Big Boss
remember.
Man, Ultimate Warrior. I had those. I don't have them anymore. But I also have a lot of tapes. Like we had the chip, when you could get the chip when there was 22 channels, 21 and 22 were the pay-per-view channels, 21 being pay-per-view, 22 being the Playboy channel. And my dad would record all of the wrestling things for me. It was awesome. I still have all those tapes.
What about the Playboy stuff?
I didn't
Do you
have to
have those
record
tapes?
that. No, I didn't record those.
He just watched it live.
Yeah, what's that?
Said he just watched it live.
Yeah,
Goodness.
always.
Yeah,
Like-
they probably kept asking, why do we have to buy Kleenex every week? I don't get it.
Yeah, no, those were the sock days.
Kleenex and lotion.
Gary, why is your sock standing straight up? How's that possible? What is going on?
I love it. And then just announced Brock versus Braun, since Roman is out with leukemia, fighting leukemia. So Brock versus Braun for the Universal title at Crown Jewel. He wants to know, is it a legit fight at times, or because it is a legit fight. Remember when Brock accidentally got caught from Braun, and he hit him back?
He caught those hands.
Yep. And then will they hold to the script, or do you think they're going to have a legit fight at times?
No, they'll hold to the script. They're not going to legit fight. I think Brock will end up losing because he's got to be coming to UFC here eventually. So it's going to happen.
So they'll finally get it on Braun.
And I think the last time was, I think it was just a mistake. I don't think they meant to. You know how Brock gets when you get hit in the face on accident or on purpose or whatever. Now their instinct comes out, and you can only imagine being that big of a man doing it.
Yeah.
So I think it was just accidental last time.
And with
they'll be fine.
With Drew and Dolph and Braun kind of all breaking up, Braun's going to have to go into this as the face and take the title and be a face, so he'll have to do a swerve back to being a face. I think they'll stick to the script too. if he gets caught with those hands, as he said, not the Randy Orton hands, but if he gets caught with those hands,
Jason's favorite hands are the Randy Orton hands.
Oh, I know.
I think Brandon's too.
Right. So thank you, Jason, as always. Next, the perfect discussion with Jeremy, featuring storylines. And first off, so Brandon, I got to go back to what Brandon said. Stick to the script. No hate towards each other there unless he's missing something. So he's going with that. So the perfect discussion. What was your first live event attended? Is what he wanted to know, what Jeremy had asked, and I thought it was a good question. Brandon, we can go right into what Brandon said. So the first event he attended was March 2001 at the Sports Arena live event. I don't know anything about it.
That's all he said.
That's all.
Is it WWE? I mean, what the hell is it?
It's got to be WWE.
Yeah, he
because it's 2001.
He would have been a homer.
Yeah,
There's still WCW.
Yeah,
And
barely.
ECW.
Yep. What do you got?
I'm pretty sure that my first one was ECW. I like I said, I need to find this ticket. I think it was August 9th, 1999. I know I still have it somewhere. That was my first event going to an ECW show, and that was at the Seagate Center. I know I saw WCW as well, probably in 2000, and then I think my first WWE was like 02 at the Sports Arena, or Sports Aroma, as it was used to be called. And then obviously we've done other events, Raws and whatnot, in Columbus, here in Toledo a few times, SmackDown and whatnot.
Yeah, and
So I've been to quite a few, but yeah, I think it was ECW in August 1999, which would have been right before my 8th birthday. So I would have been 7, would have been my first show.
what about you, Jake?
WrestleMania 23, first and only event I've ever attended.
Probably the best one too.
Yeah, and
that's a good one to go
You'll,
to.
you'll have. I know we'll go to one eventually, and you'll have to go with us.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be good. So the earliest I remember was in around 91. So 91, 92, I had to be 5. I remember seeing Hulk Hogan, but I don't remember anything. So that I don't remember it, but I know I was there. So for me, remembering August 21st, 1996 at the Sports Arena was the first one I remember, because I remember that's when I was on the guardrail. Shawn Michaels, he kept opening the door. I'm like, oh my God, it's Shawn Michaels, and you're happy about it. So I was 9 at the time.
Was Sunny poking her head out too, or just Shawn?
She might have been. But listen to this card. So Zip beat Leaf Cassidy, Owen Hart beat Aldo Montoya, Hunter Hearst Helmsley beat Bob Holly, Smoking Guns beat the Godwins, Savio Vega beat Justin Bradshaw in a strap match, Davey Boy Smith beat Mark Merrow, Goldust beat Jake the Snake, Psycho Sid beat Vader, and HBK beat Steve Austin in a title match.
Yeah, that would be pretty damn good.
And then I went to the next one. They didn't go there in 94, 95, so that one was 96. And then I went again in September of 97, so this was September 24th. Almost screw job time. 2 months later was a screw job. Rockabilly beat Jesse James, Godwins beat New Blackjacks, which was Blackjack Wyndham, Blackjack Bradshaw, Goldust beat Pillman, Headbangers beat Vega and Miguel Perez, Dude Love beat Davey Boy Smith, DOA beat Nation of Domination, so Crush, Chain, Skull, 8 Ball beat Farouk, Kama Mustafa, Rocky Maivia, or as we know, The Rock, D'Lo Brown, and then the Patriot beat Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Owen Hart. And then the big thing that I remember the most, Undertaker beat Bret Hart.
Okay, so how about this? You ready?
Yep.
So I looked it up. It was August 14th, 1999 in the Seagate Center. So
Nice.
I'm interested because I had to see that. Funny thing is, August 9th, 1999, what was that?
Owen.
No, it was Jericho on Raw. His
Oh, when
first
he
appearance.
returned. I
Yeah,
thought when did Owen die?
that
was 99.
That was May of 99.
Was
That
it?
was early.
Okay.
So I just looked it up. ECW, this was on TNN, by the way. So this
Nice.
was, it would have been a Tuesday. Drawing, I was one of 3,283 people in the Seagate Center that night. So Rhino pinned Prodigy. Uganda beat the Spanish Angel. Don't remember that. But here, this is where I can remember some shit. Tajiri beat Super Crazy. So I wasn't going crazy, no pun intended. So I do remember that. Little Guido beat Nova. Jerry Lynn and Sabu beat Just Incredible. Rob Van Dam when Sabu pinned Credible, so I don't remember that, but I got to see Just Incredible and Rob Van Dam. That's pretty cool. Jazz beat Steve Carino.
Who the hell's Jazz?
Remember the buff black lady? She was like...
Oh, Jazz.
Jazz.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was like, did you mean Taz?
No, Jazz.
Jazz, got it.
Vito Lagrasso beat Simon Diamond. That's a tough one to say. And then
Simon Diamond.
And then Spike Dudley and Balls Mahoney beat Bubba Ray and Devon to win the ECW tag titles on Tape TV. This was a taping scheduled to be the debut show on TNN. Look at that. I didn't even know that. So that's oh wait, instead a highlight show aired. I just read that. So yeah, so I went to the first ECW that should have been on TNN. So that's pretty cool. So I do, like you said, Bubba Ray and Devon, as the little memories I can pick through into Jarry. So I do remember that. That's pretty awesome, actually, now that I looked that up.
I looked at some of the cards for some of the other events that were going on when I was a kid, and I may have went to one of them like when I was young. They had like 30 matches.
Yeah, I mean, it's a house show. This one had 8 matches.
No, but 30. That's a lot of freaking matches at a house show.
But that's when everybody traveled.
Right.
Always.
But you had a couple guys that were doing 2 or 3 matches a night at the house shows. Interesting.
Someone has an ECW fan cam of this, and there's allegedly a DVD for $5. I might buy this to watch it to see if I see myself.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I want to see Baby Bear.
It's WrestlingSuperstore.com. I'm looking at it right now. It does say ECW's first TNN taping. Only some of the matches aired on ECW Hardcore TV and syndication. I kind of want to buy this now.
You're going to have to.
I'm going to do it right now. You do your thing. I'm going to buy this.
All right, well, we're going to talk about this. Which wrestlers have you met in real life? So for Jeremy, he's met Al Snow, Road Dogg, Macho Man, Miss Elizabeth, RVD, and he saw Adam Copeland, who we know as Edge, at the Lima Mall when he was a nobody and signing autographs. He did not want to meet him as he was charging and didn't want to pay. So I get that. Brandon he met the Big Show at the end of an event at the sports arena in the parking lot. His big ass was in a little Ford Explorer, and he said, Gary has experience with Ford Explorer. Yes, I do, stomping up and down them damn things. And he went up to him and shook his hand. It was pretty cool. And of course, when Cena drove by in Columbus, now he didn't meet him. But
yeah, we didn't meet him, but Brandon's jaw was dropped to the floor for that one.
Jake, you meet anybody?
Wrestling-wise, no.
So, I, at WrestleMania Access, WrestleMania 30, met my future wife, Alexa Bliss, when she wasn't anybody yet. She was in NXT.
I need a $10 minimum order, and this is $5. I'm not buying anything else. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then the other one was, so we met the Wyatts that day. Ric Flair was there.
Woo!
We met quite a few people. I've met Hogan, had an autograph from Hogan. Got a lot of autographs of people that were there. Who was the guy that looked like Batista that wrestled? Gosh, what the hell?
Batista.
No, not Batista.
Batista. Dave Batista.
No, he was in Nexus for a minute.
You're against us, Ryback?
No, not Ryback.
I don't know. A couple of the ones I met.
What was it? Mason. Damn it. What was his name? I'm going to figure it out.
Now it's starting to sound familiar. Mason. I don't remember, though. Regardless, we met Cena and Triple H after
Mason
a show.
Ryan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar. Screw it. Triple H and Cena after a show, shook their hands. But I really, like I said, a lot of the stuff I did when I was younger, and I'm not one of those that go stand out backstage and kind of wait for them sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I really haven't met any other wrestlers besides one just shake their hands after a show.
And then who was it? HBK was he sent me back a tweet which I thought was awesome at one time, even though I didn't meet him obviously. And the Eva Marie, you remember her?
Yep.
Eva Marie.
Yep.
She DM'd me on Twitter. I still have it.
It's creepy.
Yeah. All she said was
DMs.
Yeah, she slid into my DMs. All she said was tell her I said hello. I'm like, oh, I will. And nerd. But yeah, so pretty cool to meet some people like that and do those things. So next for us, first off, so what we're going to cover, Jeremy gave me a good thing. He wanted us only to cover a main event, but I looked at the whole card and I like it, so we're going to cover this at the next show. So when he said, when people talk about the greatest matches of all time, you usually get the same group of answers, as we all know, and he wants us to cover this main event, but I told him the whole card we're going to cover. So he said this main event is easily in his top 10, and he considers it one of the most underrated of all time. So you had the Hart Foundation of Bret Owen, Brian Pillman, British Bulldog, and Jim Neidhart versus Ken Shamrock, Goldust, Legion of Doom, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. This match was amazing, so he is recommending this forgotten classic to revisit. Get Brandon to discuss it if he can get away from studying for an hour. He will love Stone Cold in it. So this was In Your House 16 Canadian Stampede.
I remember this card wake no other. I've seen this pay-per-view quite a few times. There's a lot of heat on this, and this is rolling right up into Survivor Series. This is big into the into the USA versus Canada war, pretty much their storyline back and forth. So you got Bret Hart and Owen Hart and all these guys at the Hart Foundation who are complete heels in the States, and then when they go to Canada, they're the biggest faces. It's unlike anything you'll ever see. And Gary, have you ever seen this?
This, I've probably seen it back in the day. I don't remember.
For 97, the heat, especially on this match, oh, holy shit, dude. It's just like the ECW stuff.
So
absolutely
it's going to be a great one
insane.
to cover. Then.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. I like this card. You'll see. I mean, Stone Cold is the biggest face in the world at the time, and he's getting booed out of his ass in Canada. It's absolutely crazy.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one to cover.
That's an absolute great pick. I'm excited for that one.
So we'll cover that next week. Top 3 all-time dream matches, I added this to it, that have never happened. Any wrestlers, dead or alive, you can put with that. So Brandon put Stone Cold versus Hogan.
Yeah.
As one.
Yeah.
Sting and Undertaker. And for me, it would be, he didn't add anything to this. I'm good with that in their primes. That would be great. Crow, Sting, of course, and Undertaker. And then AJ Styles versus Shawn Michaels. I like that too. What do you got, Bear?
I mean, those are really good ones, actually. I like all of those matches, and there's not many times I totally agree with Brandon. So I'm pretty impressed with that one. I think, I want to go a little bit older, so I think, Harley Race and Stone Cold would be good. Two badasses in their time. I think that would be fun. The Rock and like Bruno Sammartino, or The Rock and
his dad.
Yeah, he didn't like his dad actually for the longest time, so that would have been an interesting match. But you'd like to see those guys that are a little bit, a little bit in the newer generation fight a lot of those older guys who were there back in the day. So some of those would be good. But I mean, Brandon covered the obvious ones that everyone would want to see.
What people? Big Show, Andre.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. That's a good one. I'd love to see that as well. Like I said, I'm sure there's plenty of more. I just can't think of off the top of my head right now, but there's just absolutely insane amount of certain matches you could have. But I mean, hell, even Andre and Strowman right now, or Brock and like Dino Bravo, or one of the bigger guys from back then, or Brock and Haku. How about that? Because Haku's a tough son of a bitch. That would be an interesting one.
Yeah, I think that you could get people like
Viscera and Yokozuna.
They probably fought.
They probably did, and Mabel.
Yep. You could get, let's see, you could look at like Macho Man, Randy Savage against
Seth Rollins.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. Seth Rollins would be a good one. I think we would all enjoy that. Very great.
You could probably do that on WWE 2K19.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's not our sponsor. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind to them.
Should be our sponsor though.
Yeah, AJ Styles. I like the AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels. That is a great one. I'd like to see, even Finn Balor and Sting, back in that the Demon and the Crow Sting. That'd be awesome. You could pick so many. There's so many things that we wish we could see.
One that I wish would have happened at the time. I don't know if it actually happened or not, and it's not even wrestlers. It's just Vince versus Bischoff.
Oh,
remember he called him out on the pay-per-view. If he would have shown up to actually fight him for that would have been great. And I think they might have on Raw or on a pay-per-view maybe or something like that.
Like when they threw in a dumpster.
Yeah.
Or in a dumpster in a garbage truck.
Right. Something like that. That would have been pretty cool to see back in the day too. So interesting stuff.
So next week we are going to cover, after it has already aired, Crown Jewel. We're going to cover In Your House 16 Canadian Stampede. We'll have some other topics there, the Jason debate, Justin on the Twitter. We'll have our question in there that we always throw in. Jake will be back, or Jarry. So thank you all for listening to episode 22, Gary, Beary, Jarry, and Ferry. And we appreciate everything everybody does and listens. And thank you, of course, to our sponsors, All Wear Clothing, Crandall's Quality Lawn Care, Verizon, and PNC. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
It's nice not to smell pumpkin spice first thing in the morning.
Gotta end it with that Ric Flair drip.